Hello everyone, welcome to Aptly Place Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on PIB monthly compilation and I'll be discussing PIB for the month of May 2021. So we'll understand the most important news that was reported in this month from prelims and mains examination perspective. So let's get started. So before I start, those of you who are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Aptly Place Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, do not forget to give a thumbs up. So this video is segregated on four important topics: General Studies Paper 2, General Studies Paper 3, some foreign policies that were there in the news, and some short liner that is more relevant for the prelims examination, right? So we'll see each content one by one. Starting first with General Studies Paper 2, what are the important news that was relevant for the month of May? So the first is Unmanned Aircraft System Rules 2021, right? So how this can be important, what are the best possible questions that can be framed in the prelims examination? We'll understand the detail about this rule. So recently जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ सिविल एविएशन है उन्होंने एक नोटिफिकेशन जारी की थी यूएस को लेकर के यूएस 2021. सो हेयर द लेज द टर्म्स ऑफ रेफरेंस जो ड्रोन की यूजेस है इंडिविजुअल को लेकर के बिजनेस पर्पसेस से इवन फॉर रिसर्च टेस्टिंग प्रोडक्शंस इंपोर्ट के लिए दे हैव गिवन सम रूल्स, राइट? सो द न्यू रूल सेट्स आर रेगुलेटरी फ्रेमवर्क जहाँ पे इंकरेज किया जाएगा यूज ऑफ ड्रोन को फॉर वेरियस कमर्शियल एंड सिक्योरिटी पर्पस, outline the do's and don'ts of the users. We have seen that drones were mostly used by the police personnel also in many states, right? Mostly to control festivals or rides or to monitor anything. Thus, unarmed aircraft system had helped a lot. Now about this rule, how this rule was apply and what are the things that before an individual or company need to take care of. So the UAS registered in India wherever they may be, a person owning and possessing engaged in exporting, importing, manufacturing, trading या operating ट्रांसफर करते हैं, इन सारे लोगों को अपने आप को रजिस्टर्ड करना होगा. They have to own a possession, right? And all UAS would be time being roll over the India. So registration is very important. Again, the permission would be given for exporting, importing, manufacturing and trading with the UAS. Now role and responsibility of authorized US operator, उनकी क्या responsibility होगी? As an operator, they shall be responsible for performing various functions जहाँ पे they would be also providing various instructions, guidance to US, exercising operation control, etc. Or operators that undertake operation only in accordance with the condition imposed by the Director General of Civil Aviation. तो जो DCGA जिस तरह के जो रूल्स बनाएगी, जो अप्रूव करेगी, वो सारे रूल्स को अप्रूव करना होगा सारे यूएस ऑपरेटर्स को. Now objective of the scheme, how this would help, because if any rules is coming, they have a specific objective to it. So ensuring primary healthcare delivery at citizen doorstep. So if the permission has been granted, the delivery of the healthcare primary essential thing would be delivered at the doorstep of an individual. Limiting human exposures to COVID congested, COVID prone area where aerial delivery can be done, right? In other Western countries like US and North Korea, basically South Korea, Japan, China, they already have these functions. Ensuring access to healthcare to the last mile, especially to the remote area as well. Possible integration into middle mile medical logistic for a long range drones also. Last would be improving medical supply chain with millions of doses transported across the India. Now, what are the significance? बात करेगा drones की. Drones offer low cost, safe and quick aerial surveys. अगर डेटा कलेक्शंस की बात हो, गवर्नमेंट ने भी कहा था कि खास करके अगर एग्रीकल्चर सर्वेज हो लैंड को लेकर के भी, so they would be using this type of drone activities. And other industry activities include power, mining, oil and gas exploration. In this field also drone surveillance can be done. Now COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted the role of technology in reducing the human interference, cost use of drones, commercial safety, law and order, disaster management और surveillance और operation में भी इसको use किया जा सकेगा. So these are some of the important significance that the drone could have. Now other topic, that is Indian language learning app. So this is an innovation challenge and this has been launched by Ministry of Electronic Information and Technology. So MyGov has launched the innovation challenge to create an app जहाँ पे ये enable की जाएगी जो individual है they can learn the language in simple Indian language, right? And they can acquire the knowledge of languages. So MyGov के साथ partnership की गई है in the platform of Government of India in partnership with the Department of Higher Education, and they have launched an innovation challenge creating Indian language learning app. Multiple languages हैं. We'll tell you what is the detail of this. Now innovation challenges is open to Indian individual startup or companies के लिए. So these three entity would be eligible in this challenge. Now क्या objective है इस तरह के programs की, इस तरह के initiatives की? So the objective is to create an app that will promote regional language, जो regional literacy है उसको बढ़ावा देने के लिए, प्रमोट करने के लिए कोशिश की गई है, thereby creating a cultural understanding within the country. And this innovation challenge has been launched to forward the vision of celebration Indian cultural diversity. We know India has a huge cultural diversity where languages changes after every 30 to 40 kilometers, even some say every 20 kilometers. So to make the language more diverse, this type of initiative has been taken by the Government of India. Now the key parameter is to look upon that include ease of use, simplicity, geographical use, interference, gamification use, superior content that makes the Indian language learning more easy. Now 6-month CBIB program, this is again an important program to help the rural people. So the Union Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment has launched a 6-month community-based inclusive development program for the rehabilitation of Divyangjans. Now the government है, central government, इन्होंने enact किया था Right to Person with Disability Act 2016, which has an envision of society inclusion and person with disability. So these people should be connected to mainstream. In light of that, the government has come up with a 6-month community-based inclusive development program. Now aim क्या है इस scheme की? First and foremost, this program will be first of its kind, which will create a trained manpower जो identify करेंगे risk को, appraising their guardian about the nearest intervention centers, guiding them and availing the government benefits for the Divyangjans. और ये प्रोग्राम एम करेगी जहाँ पे एक पूल ऑफ ग्रास रूट रिहेबिलिटेशन वर्कर का एक क्रिएशंस हो. अ कम्युनिटी शुड बी क्रिएटेड who can work along the ASA and Anganwadi worker. So what they would be doing, these two would be integrated with ASA and Anganwadi worker so that इसके जो benefits हैं वो double हो सके, right? So the handle across the disability ensures to facilitate the presence with the disability in the society, right? So this is something which is again very important. Now the program has designed to promote competency based on knowledge. लोगों के जो individual होंगे उनके knowledge के base पे उनको check किया जाएगा. Skills, there has been worker enhance the ability, resources discharging their duties, right? So it will create a pool of people so that they can train other people and they can make people understand what government is trying to do, right? So these worker would be called Divyangjan Mitras. तो एक तरह से वो mediator या facilitator का काम करेंगे, a friendly person with the disabilities or differently abled, right? So initially the program will be available in English. अगर बात करें languages की तो इनिशियली ये इंग्लिश में अवेलेबल होगी, हिंदी में, और 7 रीजनल लैंग्वेज जो इंडिया में है, दैट इज गुजराती, मराठी, उड़िया, बंगाली, तेलुगु, तमिल एंड गारो. सो दीज लैंग्वेज वुड बी अनदर रीजनल लैंग्वेज विद इन विच दिस प्रोग्राम वुड बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड. सो मेक श्योर आपको ये पता हो, कहीं आपसे प्रीलिम्स में क्वेश्चन पूछा जाए कि इट वुड बी ओनली इन हिंदी एंड इंग्लिश एंड नो रीजनल लैंग्वेज वुड बी प्रमोटेड. सो इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस अक्सर ट्रिकी होते हैं. मेक श्योर यू नो एवरीथिंग. Now e-court services, which was launched by the Supreme Court, aimed to bring transparency and speed up in the cases. So the E-Committee of the Supreme Court has recently given the manual for the top citizen-centric app, which is called e-court services mobile app. ये 14 languages में available है इंडिया में. That is, these are the language you can read it out, like Hindi, English, Nepali, Odia, Punjabi, Tamil, Telugu and other languages आते हैं. सो ये जो मोबाइल ऐप है ये एक मैनुअल इंग्लिश और रीजनल लैंग्वेज में डाउनलोड की जा सकती है फ्रॉम द ऑफिशियल साइट ऑफ द ई कमिटी. नाउ हाउ इट विल हेल्प, व्हाट आर द मेन एम? सो रोबोस्ट केस मैनेजमेंट एंड साउंड सपोर्टिंग सिस्टम दैट आर द कोर ऑफ वेल फंक्शनिंग एंड लीगल आर्किटेक्चर्स, राइट? Now the e-court services mobile app with digital diary जो होती है, that will feature evolve must have two lawyers to promote their professionally efficiency, right? So they would be definitely promoting this, और ये जो मोबाइल ऐप है वो इंडिविजुअल को सारी जानकारी उनके मोबाइल ऐप पे देगी. Now to the features, all e-court services are also linked with the e-court mobile applications. Whichever case is ongoing, an individual can see the entire case history of his case. And e-court mobile app is also available in Indian regional languages. मैंने आपको बताया जितने regional languages है उसमें भी ये available होंगे. Now the e-court services mobile app is personalized, जहाँ पे digital diary of litigants होंगी, common citizen के लिए, advocates के लिए, organizations के लिए, and they would be having available data 24/7 for free of cost. Benefits, there are multiple benefits. If you're being asked in examination to write the benefits, और अगर आप जनरल स्टडीज के पेपर 4 में केस स्टडी की कोई क्वेश्चंस को कर रहे हैं तो यू कैन कोट द बेनिफिट्स लाइक one can get various citizen centric services like search cases with case number, CNR numbers, filing numbers, FIR numbers, advocate details से किसी भी तरह के कोई भी एक credential से आप details fetch कर पाएंगे. And various types like CNR search, case status and cause list would be available. And one can get a complete case history of case from filing until disposable, including the date-wise case diary, right? So every detail would be available in this platform. And one can also access the judgment, जो transfer details है, case की entry में applications है, these sort of things would be available under the app. The third Arctic Science Ministerial meeting. Let's see what are the detail about this meeting. So India has recently participated in the third Arctic Ministerial meeting, also known as ASM3, एक global platform है जहाँ पे बहुत important matters को related to the Arctic is being discussed, research activities, whatever that has been taking place is a area of discussion, right? So इसमें दो मीटिंग में ASM1 और ASM2 already हो चुकी थी. That was held in US in 2016. The first was held in US and the other ASM2 was held in Germany, right? So the third is jointly organized by Iceland and Japan. So if you're preparing for any other competitive examination, this location can be asked. So this time ASM3 was jointly organized by Iceland and Japan. So this is the first ministerial meeting being held in Asia. और जो theme थी इस बार की ASM3 की, that was knowledge for a sustainable Arctic. So theme is again important. This can be asked in prelims also. Now objective, the meeting is designed to promote opportunities, खास करके academicians के लिए, indigenous communities के लिए, government के लिए, policy makers के लिए, and after that it will also help to get the enhanced collective understanding of Arctic region, emphasize and engage in the constant monitoring and strengthening the observations, right? So these are the core objective of this ministerial meeting. Now key highlights अगर बात करें, इंडिया ने शेयर किया है its contribute conserving to the Arctic both in situ and by the remote sensing. So India is also doing tremendous work in terms of overall development of the Arctic, and the country would deploy open ocean mooring Arctic long-term monitoring for the upper ocean variable and the maritime meteorological parameters. Now अगर बात करें launch of NISR जिसमें NASA और ISRO ने collaborate किया है for the satellite mission is a collaboration with the USS underway, right? और जो पूरा एम है NSIR का is to have a global measurements जहाँ पे consequences of land services के क्या क्या challenges हैं using the advanced radar imaging. So right, technology is again boosting the government also to help in collaboration and to get the things easy done. Now India is contributing to the sustained Arctic observation network and would continue it, right? So these are the highlights. NISER is again something which is important for your prelims examination. A single based or two statement question can be asked in the examination. Now Arctic warming की अगर बात करें, it's an ice melt global concern जो कि बहुत ही important role अदा करती है in terms of regulating the climate, sea levels and maintaining the biodiversity, right? So these are the Arctic warmings, and moreover अगर बात करें जो evidence है connections between the Arctic and Indian Ocean, which modules in Indian Oceans, और इससे क्या होगी जो improve है, तो basically अगर बात करें इसके advantages की, so it will help in improving the understanding of physical process and quantifying the impact of Arctic Circle. We have seen recently in the news जहाँ पे कुछ oceans जो glaciers है वो melt भी हो रहे हैं, we have seen in the news. So in light of that, these type of initiative is something which is very important. Now, General Studies Paper 2, some important news from General Studies Paper 3. We have seen 2, now it's General Studies Paper 3. Production Link Incentive Scheme for the food producing industries. Many a times I have discussed this news, but we'll understand some important detail coming from this month. So Ministry of Food and Processing Industries has issued a detailed operation जहाँ पे उन्होंने बताया कि जो प्रोडक्शन लिंक्ड स्कीम्स हैं उसमें किस तरह से फूड इंडस्ट्रीज काम करेगी. प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने आत्मनिर्भर भारत अभियान के लिए जो बातें कही थी, इन लाइट ऑफ दैट ओनली दे आर ट्राइंग टू इम्प्लीमेंट इट सो दैट दिस सेक्टर बिकम कम्पिटिटिव, राइट. एंड जो सेंट्रल सेक्टर स्कीम्स है उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन होगी फॉर 2021 एंड 2022 एंड दिस वुड बी इम्प्लीमेंटेड टिल 2027, राइट. जो टोटल आउटले दी गई है ऐसे स्कीम के लिए दैट इज 10,900 crore rupees. And the aim is to create a global food manufacturing hub जहाँ पे इंडिया के जो ब्रांड्स हैं उनको इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में सपोर्ट किया जाए एंड दे कैन मेक कम्पिटिटिव इन द इंटरनेशनल मार्केट एज वेल. नाउ स्कीम के ऑब्जेक्टिव फर्स्ट इज सपोर्ट फूड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंटिटीज जहाँ पे वो अपने मिनिमम सेल्स से भी एक मिनिमम स्टिपुलेटेड स्पेंडिंग में भी प्रॉफिट कर सकें, राइट. कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग, ब्रांडिंग अब्रॉड. सो अंडर आत्मनिर्भर भारत the scheme call for branding India in global market, right? So strengthening India's brand with food products at the global visibilities जहाँ पे wider expect हो international market पे. We know some of the raw items like pulses, basmati rice is being imported to other countries, right? No, basically India export a lot more rice and pulses to other countries, right? And we import, हमें कुछ इंपोर्ट करने की भी ज़रूरत पड़ती है. वी इम्पोर्ट मोस्टली क्रूड नॉन फूड आइटम्स इंडिया ज़्यादा इम्पोर्ट नहीं करती है. द इंक्रीज एम्प्लॉयमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटीज टू ऑफ फार्म जॉब्स एंड इंश्योरिंग रेमोरेटिव prices for the farm produce in the higher income to the farmers. So what will happen if ultimately these things are going to be implemented? जो इसके एंड जो पिरामिड होगी प्रॉफिट्स की उसमें कहीं ना कहीं इस पिरामिड में जो फार्मर्स होंगे वो भी काफ़ी प्रॉफिट पाएंगे. So right, so this is what government is trying to do with this schemes. Now implementation and strategy की बात करें, so this would be roll out on all India basis जहाँ की implementation प्रोजेक्ट मैनेजमेंट एजेंसी के थ्रू की जा रही है. दिस इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर अप्रेजल एंड एप्लीकेशंस एंड वेरिफिकेशन ऑफ द एलिजिबल सपोर्ट स्क्रूटनी की जाएगी. और ये इंसेंटिव जो मैंने आपको बताया दैट वुड बी कंटिन्यू फॉर 2026-2027 and increment on the payable years due to the payment in the following years. Or the duration of the scheme would be 6 years, which is continuing for 2021 to 2027. So if it would be asked in examination how many years, so this is for 6 years. Used cooked oil based biodiesel, right, in terms of the global warming and other pollution. Now we have some alternatives to use the biodiesels. Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gases and Steel has remotely flagged off first supply of UCO, that is used cook oil, जो कि based होगी biodiesel blend diesels पे, right? And under this initiative जितने भी OMCs हैं they would provide incremental price guarantees आगे वाले 5 सालों के लिए and extended take off guarantee for 10 years of the prospective entrepreneurs, right? So government is trying to include these OMOs also, OMCs also, so that they can also be profited and ultimately जो environment के clauses है जो हमारे international obligations है उसमें भी इंडिया को बहुत हद तक मदद मिलेगी. Now importance of this initiative, अगर feedstock availability की बात करें in biodiesel is a challenge. Leveraging UCO can be an major breakthrough जहाँ पे ये enable की जाएगी to reach the target of 5% of the biodiesel blending, right? So this what India has set the target for. And it will also divert unhealthy used oil, जो कि unhealthy used oil है food chain में, that would be more productive for the purposes. If not eaten, it can be used as a biodiesel. Now, what is biodiesel? Basic questions can be framed in the prelims examination. Biodiesel एक alternative fuel है, that is a conventional form of fossil diesel, and it can be produced from vegetable oil, animal fats और waste cooking oil से इसको बनाई जाती है. एक significant advantage है bio oil की, it can have a carbon neutrality, it has a oil seed absorbed in the same amount और CO2 release होती है in the fuel combustion of the vehicles. And biodiesel is rapidly a biodegradable and completely non-toxic. So these are some of the important advantages of the biodiesel as in fuel. Now, Samvedana, this is for the children, exclusively for the children who are willing to talk and care, need counseling during the COVID times. So the National Commission for Protection of Child Right, this name is important, is providing a tele-counseling. So this is a tele-counseling services that children would be provided. This is called Samvedana, sensitizing actions on mental health vulnerability through emotional development and necessary acceptance. एक टोल फ्री हेल्पलाइन होगी जो कि लॉन्च की जाएगी, प्रोवाइडिंग सोशियो साइकल मेंटल सपोर्ट टू चिल्ड्रन ड्यूरिंग द कोविड-19 पेंडेमिक. क्या ऑब्जेक्टिव है? दिस इज ऑब्जेक्टिव टू प्रोवाइड साइकोलॉजिकल फर्स्ट एड इमोशनल सपोर्ट टू चिल्ड्रन affected during the pandemic, right? So these children would be definitely benefited with this. Now about Samvedana, एक टेली काउंसलिंग सर्विसेज है जहाँ पे साइकोलॉजिकल सपोर्ट दी जाएगी. They can also have stress, anxiety, fear, other issues during the pandemic. And these services is exclusively for the children who are willing to talk and need a counseling. Now when a children is taken care, Samvedana इसके लिए एक डेडिकेटेड नंबर, टोल फ्री नंबर दी गई है टू स्पीक विद अ प्रोफेशनल एंड अ काउंसलर इन अ सेफर एनवायरनमेंट. Now coming to the telecounseling is provided to the children under 3 categories. इसमें 3 categories बनाई गई हैं. Children who are under quarantine, isolation और COVID care centers में उन बच्चों के लिए. दूसरा, children with COVID positive parents and family member near ones, and children who have lost their parents due to COVID-19 pandemic. So it has already been reported that many children are witnessing a psychological disorder, psychological fear of losing their parents. So because of which this toll-free number has been created. Now some foreign policies and defense exercises, any that is relevant for you. India and Oman has renewed their memorandum of understanding for military cooperations, जहाँ पे NX साइन की गई और मैरिटाइम इश्यूज को लेकर के. Oman is a country which is in the southeastern coast of Arabian Peninsula, Western Asia, and the oldest independent state of Arab world. Now BRICS Employment Working Group meeting हुई थी. इसमें जो प्राइम एजेंडा डिस्कशन की मेन मोटिव थी, that was promoting social security agreements among the BRIC nation, formalizations of labor market, पार्टिसिपेशन ऑफ विमेंस इन लेबर फोर्स. जो गिग वर्कर्स है, जो प्लेटफॉर्म वर्कर्स हैं, उनको मेल लेबर मार्केट में किस तरह से एक रिकॉग्निशंस मिली इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में भी. Now on participations, women in the labor force and the member countries resolved to promote participation in women, remunerative, productive and decent work, right? So women worker would be more engaged in the informal sectors. Now on the issues gig and platform worker and their road labor market, जहाँ पे एक national level पे discussion होगी, proliferations of digital labor platform, transforming of labor processes across the world, right? So this was the main thing upon the BRICS Employment Working Group meeting. Now India and Mongolia, there's a cultural exchange program between India and Mongolia that stand reviewed until 2023. और मंगोलिया की अगर बात करें, दिस इज अ लैंडलॉक कंट्री इन द ईस्टर्न एशिया. सो मैक्स श्योर आप इस चीज़ को लेकर के मंगोलिया के जो मैप वर्क हैं उसके बारे में देख लें, बिकॉज दिस इज समथिंग वेयर अ क्वेश्चन कैन बी फ्रेम. सो इट इज़ अ सैंडविच बिटवीन रशिया एंड नॉर्थ चाइना टू द साउथ. एंड मंगोलिया इज द वर्ल्ड लार्जेस्ट लैंडलॉक कंट्री एंड डज नॉट बॉर्डर अ क्लोज्ड सी. सो इस इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्ट्स की वजह से ये मैप वर्क में बहुत आसानी से पूछे जा सकते हैं. India-Swiss financial dialogue. This is an inter-areal covered shared experiences जहाँ पे दोनों कंट्री ने कोलैबोरेट किया है, including the investment, international financial services, central authorities. Now talking about the national investment and infrastructure fund, जहाँ पे fintech या sustainable finance की बात की गई है. So cross-border financial services is something which will also taken into the consideration. And matter related to G20, IMF, tax challenges that is arising due to digitalization. And economy was discussed also with the infrastructure financing. So digitalization has its own advantages and disadvantages, right? बहुत सारे ऐसे कंट्रीज ने दूसरे कंट्रीज को एलिज भी किया कि डिजिटलाइजेशन की वजह से डेटा चोरी हो रही है. देयर इज अ लॉस ऑफ डेटा एंड देयर इज ऑलवेज थ्रेट टू द डेटास. सो these dialogue would ensure so that digitalization is secure and also helping in the infrastructure financing. Now some short news that would be more relevant for your prelims examination. We'll discuss some of them. सो ई संजीवनी पोर्टल एक ओपीडी के तौर पे इस पोर्टल को बनाई गई है। गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने एक फ्लैगशिप टेलीमेडिसिन प्लेटफॉर्म बनाया है इन कोलैबोरेशन विद द सीडैक मोहाली अंडर द एजिस ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ एंड फैमिली वेलफेयर, राइट। और ये फैसिलिटेट करती है ऑनलाइन कंसल्टेशन फॉर ऑल सिटीजन as well as provide online prescription and medicine. So during COVID, this portal was started so that people can get teleconsultation in their home itself. Now initially available in Uttar Pradesh, now it has been extended to Rajasthan and Uttarakhand, and several other states are opting for this portal. Now National Finances Reporting Authority is also known as NFRA. ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की गई थी 1 अक्टूबर 2018 को, जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने सब सेक्शन 132 ऑफ कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 के अंदर इसको बनाया था. Now, what are the main duties of NFRA? So, first and foremost is recommending, announcing, and auditing policies of the standard to be adopted by the companies, approval by the central government. Now, monitor and enforce compliances with accounting standard or audit standards के लिए. Perform such functions and duties may be necessary, accidental and default function and duties, right? So, these are the main functions of the National Financing Reporting Authority. So these were some of the important news, short news and other news which I have discussed with you, segregating with the general studies paper 2, 3, military, foreign policies and some short liners. So this was all about this. And we have a lot more initiatives like daily news and editorial analysis, IAS Gazette magazine, a monthly compilation, fortnight current affairs, PRS, PIB already discussed, GST जो जस्ट है खास करके योजना और कुरुक्षेत्र वो भी हमारे पास है. You can check our playlist section that will help you in your preparation journey. If you have any other concern, you can let us know. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Wish you all the best. Thank you so much for listening.